All right, let's just jump right in, because there is a massive shift happening in software right now. We are walking into a totally new era, one where AI tools can spin up thousands of lines of code from just a single sentence. And no, this isn't science fiction anymore. It's here. And it's forcing all of us to ask a really fundamental question. What does it even mean to be a developer when the very act of writing code is getting automated?
This one simple phrase, it pretty much captures the entire history of software development. It's always been a story of moving between extremes. And believe me, we are in the middle of one of the biggest swings yet.
So let's talk about that swing. For decades, our industry has bounced back and forth between two completely different ways of thinking. On one side, you have rigid, do all the planning up front, and on the other, you have rapid, build it as you go development. And now? Well, now AI is here, and it's forcing that pendulum to swing all over again.
This slide really just lays it all out, doesn't it? Our whole journey as an industry. We kick things off with a super rigid certainty of waterfall, trying to plan every single thing before writing a line of code. It was safe, sure, but man, was it slow. So naturally, we rebelled. We swung hard toward the speed and flexibility of Agile, where we cared more about getting stuff done than having perfect documentation. But now, AI is pushing the pendulum once more. And it's not a swing back to the old ways, not at all. It's something new, the raw speed of AI generation guided by the wisdom of really intentional design.
So this new era, it's given birth to this incredibly powerful and sometimes kind of perilous new way of working. It's a style of development that honestly feels a little bit like magic, all driven by prompts and intuition. Let's give it a name: vibe coding. So what in the world is vibe coding? Well, it's the art of using plain English to ask an AI to generate code for you, to scaffold out entire features, and to iterate at a totally blistering pace. Need a new React component? Just ask for it. Need to integrate with some third-party API? Just prompt it. It just removes all the friction and amps up your velocity in a way that feels absolutely incredible.
But, and you knew there was a but, there's a catch. This superpower has a serious dark side. The appeal is totally obvious, right? You get to skip all the boring boilerplate and just move at the speed of light. The problem? Well, code written at the speed of thought often ages like milk, not wine. It encourages this shallow understanding of what's actually happening, where the AI is making these hidden architectural decisions for you, creating this huge mountain of complex, generated code that nobody on the team really truly understands.
And this brings us right to the core idea here. The solution isn't to stop using these amazing tools, no way. It's to elevate our role, to go from being tactical coders to strategic architects. The game is no longer about who can write individual functions the fastest. It's about who can design the systems that those functions operate within.
Think about it. In the old world, our focus was totally tactical. Our days were just filled with questions like, okay, how do I implement this specific endpoint? Or how do I fix this one bug? And these are precisely the kinds of tasks that AI is getting scarily good at.
So the shift we have to make is subtle, but it is so profound. Our questions have to become more strategic, more architectural. We have to be thinking about the boundaries, the interfaces, the long-term health of the entire system. The goal now is to prevent whole classes of bugs through thoughtful structure, not just fixing them one by one as they pop up. And this right here perfectly illustrates the new identity we're all moving toward, the software engineer 2.0. This isn't about being some pure architect who never touches the keyboard, or a pure coder trying to out-type a machine. It's a hybrid role. You design the system, you collaborate with AI to fill in the blanks, and then you apply your human expertise to write that critical, high-impact code that really requires nuance and creativity. Okay, so that all sounds pretty great, right? But how do you actually get there? What skills should you be focusing on right now to really thrive in this new world? Let's walk through a 5-layer roadmap that shows you exactly how you can build your future.
This roadmap really gives us a clear path forward. For today, we're going to focus on those first 3 layers: mastering architecture, building AI-native skills, and really focusing your coding on the high-leverage stuff. Getting these foundational layers right is what makes the final 2 even possible, making sure you can trust the systems you build and eventually growing into a real strategic leader.
Layer 1 is the bedrock, the absolute foundation. These are the skills that become even more valuable when an AI is handling the grunt work of coding. We're talking about your ability to think in systems, to see the big picture, and to turn a vague business idea into a crystal clear technical blueprint. The key skill here? Get comfortable explaining an architecture without writing a single line of code. Use diagrams, talk about trade-offs, plan for failure. That's the real work now. Next up, you've got your AI native skills. This is where you learn to be a great collaborator with your new AI partner. And the huge mental shift you have to make is this. Stop thinking of prompts as just simple commands. Start treating them as executable specifications. A great prompt is basically a mini design doc. It gives context, it sets constraints, it even includes acceptance criteria to guide the AI toward a really high-quality result. Now listen, this is super important. Coding is not going away. It's just becoming way more focused. Your job is to aim your coding skills where they matter most, on the stuff AI is still pretty bad at. I'm talking about core algorithms, performance-critical code, and that really complex business logic that has to be perfect. The rule of thumb is simple. If it's boilerplate, let the AI do it. If it's subtle, high risk, or genuinely new, that's when you step in.
Okay, so as we start to bring this all together, what's the ultimate mindset? What's the new identity that you should really embrace to not just survive, but to actually lead in this crazy new era of software?
This is it. This is your new job description right here. You are no longer just someone who writes code. You are the designer of a collaborative system. Your number one job is to create an environment where both humans and AI agents can work together productively, safely, and effectively to build amazing things. And you have to realize, this changes everything. We used to write clean code and good documentation for our future human teammates. Well, guess what? Now your primary audience is the AI. Clean abstractions, predictable patterns, tight constraints, these aren't just good hygiene anymore. They are the literal instructions that guide your AI collaborator. You're basically designing the curriculum for your own team's AI.
Look, the race to see who can type the fastest is over. The machine's already won that one. The new game is about who can think the best, who can design the clearest systems, and who can provide the strongest direction. The future of software is being designed as we speak. So the only question left is, are you going to be a coder, just reacting to all these changes? Or are you going to be an architect, designing what comes next?